All right, hello everyone. Welcome to SEO Happy Hour episode. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome my next guest, Irina Meltseva, and she's SEO advisor. And today topic will be actually how SEOs should react on website drops. So I know it's very scary and like it's hot topic for everyone who is in the SEO industry. When these things are happening, what is the best way to react, what we should do, and also what kind of state of mind we should have to survive this period, which is very stressed. So, welcome, Irina, and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for inviting me. Really happy to have this conversation with you because it's an interesting topic, and obviously every SEO specialist faces this problem. Okay, there is another Google update. How I should react on that? Should I be panicking, or should I be celebrating like too early if things go well? So I'd say it's a little controversial topic also on how you should react. There is like no recommendation that work for everyone, and I think we can discuss it and find what works for you and what works for me.
Yes.
Situation.
Especially because in the past, with the Google updates, we had it for a few times a year. Now we are seeing every few months, sometimes weeks. So I think it's like more and more often that we are going to experience this challenge. And I love that you mentioned actually even the website increases in keywords. So in that moment, like even we love to see that, like we are afraid like, oh, is it going to last long, or like what should I do? So let's discuss like both sides of coins to see like how we can
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
it's been a long time since I learned not to panic when I see, traffic drops, especially when with Google releasing these updates these last 2 years pretty often. I don't remember earlier. I've been in SEO for I think over 8 years now. So I don't remember that many like frequent updates. And obviously like the first updates, the major ones, I was like, okay, what should I do? I like, first thing you start to panic if you see like any drop, especially like a critical one. Uh, but now I think I still was affected by the last update because I saw for one of my clients a huge, insane increase in traffic. So it doubled, I think even more, just like grew insanely like this in one day. You're like, wow. And we already started to celebrate almost, but
Yeah.
you need to wait to see actually like the full until the update will be fully released, to see the
Mm-hmm.
full situation and then celebrate later. In our case, it changed, but it was a really nice day. It was, I remember it was March 5th or 4th when Google released this new core update. And the next day, we started to grow. So like, oh, okay, nice. We are doing a great job. But like the next day, like or in 2 days, it started to go back to normal. So it's also important not to celebrate too early.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we have that in mind, like don't panic, don't panic. But like where is your focus? You're doing that thing. So whenever someone is saying don't panic, like, oh, what should I do exactly to not panic? So maybe we can give some advice here.
I think with the experience, you start to panic less because if you're a new SEO specialist, it's your first job or probably your second job, you probably didn't see that much updates like in your life, and you didn't see that much insane drops, like everything is going well and then your traffic drops like by 40-50%. So obviously with an experience, you learn how to handle these things, but I think if it's your first job and you panic a little the first time, there is nothing bad in it. But what I would recommend to do doesn't matter how many experience you have in this niche, like 1 year or 10 years. So basically, the first thing you should do is to confirm if there is a real drop. It's like all of us, we are using different tools For example, I know people who are checking Ahrefs traffic as a primary source, and then they go to see like Google Search Console or Google Analytic data. And if they see something is like going wrong in Ahrefs or like any other like tracking tool they're using, you obviously need to double check with the other sources to make sure there is a real drop, because sometimes it happens that Ahrefs have this like temporary bugs, or like, okay, we are renewing our like keyword database or stuff. So it can happen that you think there is a drop, but there is actually no drop. So it's my first thing I normally do. I'm just like double check everything is good. And the next step is actually to check why it happened. Normally, it's associated with updates, like in normal life, especially now. So basically, you go to Google's Twitter, or you go to any other official source. I really like this update trackers that Moz created. So like whatever trusted source you can check, if it's Google Twitter or whatever, you can. Sorry, someone is texting me. So you need to see what kind of update released, when it was released, and basically understand if it's okay, if it's like a spam update, or if it's a content quality update, or if it's a link update. Just like to collect all of the possible information about it. Normally, in a day or two, people in SEO forums or chats, they start discussing it. So you are not alone. You can jump into conversations and learn something from there. And at this point, you don't have to panic a lot. So you are gathering all of the information. Just if something drops like today, it can return tomorrow. You never know. So first of all, I think like the most important part is just like to gather information and not to do any quick decisions until the update finished rolling out. Because I know people, especially like those who are new in the industry, okay, like we should change our strategy.
Yeah.
We should find different keywords. We should write our blog post. Wait, gather information and make an informed decision. So during the time when update is still rolling out, you have this time. You just need to continue with your existing strategy. Obviously, producing the best content, like targeting your user with the best possible information, creating high quality links. You just continue doing it and then gather all of the possible information you need.
And these moments are crucial because our brain pattern is going in the way like, oh, you should do this, or like you should change one page, or like where you see like all these like draws. But actually, rushing in these moments is the most harmful thing that you can do, especially because like you don't have like finalized things to see, check, analyze, and then like changing the things in that moment is not going to change and make the impact at all. So I really love that you put kind of like steps, because that is the key in not panicking, putting the steps what you need to do. In that way you are shifting your focus from panicking and gaining like overwhelming thoughts to the actual steps what I need to do when I have this challenge in front of me.
Yeah, I think most of the people panicking because of the lack of information. You see it dropped and you start to panic. But if you have this action plan like in front of you, so first you check what happened, then like the information what people are saying, and obviously you need also to check on like to do like a quick. I'm not saying like an in-depth audit, but a quick audit. If you see if it's site-wide like affected like the whole website, it's one thing, or it affected a specific pages or specific keyword cluster. So you always should do like research before any panic or any quick actions that you potentially want to do. You just need to have this plan in front of you. Okay, I research I gather all of the information, I understand what's going on, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
communicate with the team. Because it's also important to communicate, okay, if you spotted there is a Google update released, like today or tomorrow, like you monitor, if you are in SEO, you monitor all of these newsletters and stuff, you just understand when it happens. The best thing you can do is just to notify your team, okay, guys, the update was released today. Probably you still don't know what to expect. You can say we don't know what to expect. We are looking into it, we are monitoring it. So like you can communicate sometimes, like it's better to do it in advance with your stakeholders, because not all of the stakeholders know and understand how it works. And sometimes like if they you didn't say anything to anyone and they see
Mm-hmm.
probably the job is the traffic is dropping. But if you communicated everything in advance or as soon as you notice something is going on, I think everyone will benefit from it.
Yeah. And in these moments, I think that communication towards other departments, or if you are on agency with the clients, is something that is so stressful because SEOs are taking that personally. So they are seeing that is connected to their job, their value that they have done. And it's so hard to actually communicate that. So they are trying to figure out how to fix things on their own before communicating other departments or clients. Do you experience this, and like what would be the best approach for overcoming this challenge of not connecting your SEO job with the keywords rankings, like even they are dropping or they are increasing?
For now, I think even like the best SEO specialist in the world can be affected by this Google updates. I have not met any like great SEO professional that didn't experience any drops in their life. It's not like that. So obviously you can do like a perfect job, especially if we now start speaking about affiliate websites. I have a lot of friends and people that I know who are in affiliate niche who follow exact guidelines. They do the best SEO, everything is white hat, like really great and talented people are working there. But Google decided for some
Mhm.
reason to downgrade affiliate websites. And even if like the best SEO in the world was working for that specific website, that won't help because Google decided, okay, we are showing more Forbes, PCMag,
Yeah.
other big brands in top and affiliate websites somewhere like further. So you never know. And I think it's in general great for your experience. If you figure out why it happened, it's more important than like you have in your portfolio like the websites that are constantly growing.
Yeah.
Because I would be pretty skeptical if I were hiring a person who never experienced this kind of jobs. It means if this person will face it for the first time in their life, this person won't
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah, that is bigger challenge than people who are experiencing this in the past. So they have like action plan, like they know how to fix that, because even fixing all these things is actually bringing the value. And like it's not if you are there and you're facing these jobs, like it's not connected, like it's not personal thing. It's about like definitely much more real things that are happening in the SEO world. And I really love the thing that you mentioned, like yeah, the most successful SEOs have in their careers very huge drops, kind of like, you know, like when people are saying like mistakes, but like I don't see that as a mistake. I see that as a situation that you can actually grow from it, because I think these are the moments when you're making a difference. Are you like great SEO, or you are just like falling down if you are not able to face these real challenges that we can face on the website rankings?
Yeah, that's true. Like, not everything depend on us. Unfortunately, I think SEO was more controlled like 10 years ago. These
Mhm.
people knew pretty much exact guidelines on what to do to succeed. But now, since everything is changing, like not on a yearly basis, but on a monthly basis, you need to learn. The best thing you can do is just like to learn quickly. I I subscribe to millions of newsletters. I don't have a chance like to read them all, but at least like it gives you an idea what's going on and how you have to adapt your strategies like based on that. Because if you are not learning like now, you will be far behind, because like those person, let's say an SEO specialist that worked 1 year ago, and then the person didn't open a laptop for a year, didn't check like a
Yeah.
single writer. If they start working now, oh, they missed a lot. They missed a lot.
Yes. Yes. And that is the most like funniest thing that I'm seeing with my clients, actually, even the clients with a few years of experience and like these with the 15 years of the SEO experience, they are still learning, and they are learning like almost the same things like AI things, what is happening with the Google updates. So that's kind of the beauty of the SEO. You are not stopping with learning, you are just like growing, and you are kind of like sharpening your expertise in the one way or another.
Yeah, when I'm hiring people, one of the most important qualities for me is if the person is eager to learn and constantly learning. It's why like,
Mm-hmm.
in my interviews, I normally asking like, okay, what are you reading now? What new you learned like from these newsletters or from these articles, etc. Because it's very important. If the person doesn't learn, like the person won't be a great SEO specialist. Because you need like to follow like best practices, all of this. As influencers, I will not be like telling exactly who, because everyone knows, everyone knows,
Mm-hmm.
you know, these great people who are always sharing like the best industry trends and stuff. So you just need to be here, like probably if you're not checking it on a daily basis, but at least you need to open a couple of times per week, like
Yeah.
Twitter, LinkedIn, email newsletters, I know like even Ahrefs, SMrush blogs, they share a lot of useful stuff.
Yeah. And we are in the same souls. Like we all do this on weekly basis if we want to stay updated in top of the condition. So, like when these are things are happening, the next thing is what SEOs do are trying to fix things, and then additional nervousness is being there like when we are going to see a change, if we see for a specific page or specific whole website some keywords are dropping that are very relevant for our business, for conversion rates or these things. And then after the Google update, we are seeing that even we did in the Google search console like inspection, and like we are trying to see the change, but we are not. So, what would be a right mindset in this period to not allow ourselves to change again something, even we didn't see the impact of the previous execution, what we did?
I think the best thing I can recommend to those people, like to everyone, is to be patient. Everyone knows that SEO is not a quick game. So in general, even if everything goes well, you need to be patient. You will not see results in 1 day, in 1 week, right? But when it comes to recovering from being punished, like let's say for something, for example, not producing high quality content or for building spammy links, it could take a while. It could take even more time than just like doing normal, like operating in a normal situation. I cannot tell an exact timeline because it's very specific to every website, to every business. But you should be applying, like, okay, you did the research and you realized you need to change this, and that. And you just like keep doing it. Like obviously you need to check the progress, but it should be on a daily basis, because on a daily basis you won't see any changes. It's more of like a weekly monitoring. Okay, if it's not dropping like even more, if it's pretty much stable, it's already good, because you will see the first signals a little later. It can take months, and it's probably the hardest part of SEO professional's job, just like to wait, because it sometimes can be depressing. Let's say that you are doing a lot of work, you're investing a lot of time into something, and you don't see results. Same as like when building links to a specific page, you know that you need to build 100 links to that page, but how much time it would take you to build this 100 links? It's a separate, huge project. So you need to be patient, I think, and don't expect quick results, especially if you were affected by one of the latest algorithm updates, especially now. I think Google mentioned somewhere that it would take a while for you to recover from it. And if Google mentioned, I think it would take even more time than normal. So you should just apply best practices and do the best possible job to recover, or like keep growing, depending on the situation, and wait.
Yeah, because this patient is so connected with like we are losing control. Oh, did I lost you? Did I lost you? Yeah, so with the patient, I think the hardest part is that we are actually out of control. We don't have control under things, and then that is making us like even like being more stressful about all these things that we are facing during this period of time when we are waiting these changes to actually provide any results, like even better or less successful results, but being aware that actually it's not about our control. It's about like Google takes some time to actually present all these changes. So we can definitely be focused on doing more these kinds of things, doing the implementation work, and then again, like refocusing that from our just like being overwhelmed with these thoughts, what can happen, to actually the steps what we can do.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes like to wait is the best thing you can do. You should wait until the update finally rolled out and take actions based on your analysis. And also you wait from the time you implemented everything, but you keep doing it, obviously, and wait for the first to see. It's like this. It's not just about sitting and waiting, but doing something like that brings value in the meantime.
Yeah, because these steps, this value is actually, you know, like making you feeling more valuable, like more useful at work, and like that's great, like reshift and proper mindset to have in these moments, to not just like be depressed and go all over the place.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So can you think about any advice, like how to actually be prepared for these situations? Like, is there anything that we can do before, so once the website drop is hitting us, to that we have some things in place?
I think you can never be prepared, because Google doesn't say we'll launch an update and 3, 2, 1. No, like it just happens, and then you realize like it happened. So in general, you should be obviously like following all the news and stuff. Sometimes, as they are saying about these big releases as SG, it's coming because you see they are testing it, and like people are speaking about it like on Twitter, etc. So you know it's gonna be here, but you don't know exactly like when like they will fully release it, because for some countries it's available, for some not, some can be like in etc. Yes, I've been recently like speaking to one of to the SEO of one of the to the CEO of one of the SEO tools, the popular ones, because they want to build a tool that helps SEO professionals to be prepared for the SG rollout. So it was an interesting conversation, just like, exchange our knowledge, because they are preparing for it to make people like be prepared for SG rollout. Okay, just like to see how the potential SERP would look like, how your position could change, what you can potentially do to get mentioned in this new feature snippet, like a lot of potential scenarios. And yeah, I think it's a great thing that they started to build this tool, in advance.
Yeah, I really love it because that seems like a system that we can use in these moments when our head is so hot, so we can't maybe clear think like what is the best very next step to do.
Yeah, so it's difficult to predict it's coming, but if you are following the news, you pretty much know that recently, with the last updates, Google is pretty unclear about the communication on even like when they released it, you read the documentation and you're like, okay, what should I
Yeah.
change? You know,
But
even
exactly, yeah, what exactly is not working here?
it's it doesn't give you a lot of information, but the things that are kind of Google repeating for a long time now, for over the year, you need to create helpful content, helpful. You need to be helpful. So I assume like the best preparation would be to be actually helpful for your audience, not for
Yeah.
Google. And probably instead of doing keyword research and spending time in SEO tools, go and speak to your customers and learn how you can be helpful for them. Probably that would be the best preparation actually. If you start, because like Google is hinting, okay, you don't need to create like content for us. You don't need to rank for this keyword for us because you actually need to bring value and helpful content and stuff. And same about the links. If the link is like from a from a reputable website, from a relevant page, so relevancy and helpfulness. I think if you are meeting these two criteria, you are already super fine and super prepared.
Yeah. All right. So for the end of this call, like, can you think about anything else that maybe we didn't mention, but it's important to mention about this topic?
I think you mentioned pretty much a lot, and the most important point I would say is not panic. It's not to do any quick decisions, quick actions. Better to be slow, because I know at some point, if you are not a founder, normally you need to communicate with the founders, and founders like, or the people in your team, managers, the board, whatever, they want you to quick actions. How we can fix it? How we can fix it?
Yeah.
So you not also only need to be patient, but you also need to teach patience other people, which I think it's even more difficult task. Because okay, we understand it, but sometimes as a professionals, we can be impatient. But can you imagine about the people who don't have this background, who are not in this small bulk? So you need to educate them. And I think
Yeah.
the better you educate them, in general, the better your action plan would be, because you don't need to be in a rush. You would need time to actually work on everything in the right way without rushing things. So I think it's kind of an important thing to do.
Yeah, because in that way you will also take the pressure out of that person and also additional pressure from yourself in these moments. So I'm very glad that we mentioned that. All right.
We've mentioned pretty much everything. So I think if people will follow this, it's very simple advice. I think everyone will be able to pretty quickly recover from these updates and understand what to do, like step by step.
Yeah.
Simple things, but they are effective.
Yeah, and I think the best thing from this call is actually that you divided this like very stressful situation to the like very small steps, action steps, so people just like can follow these things like so it's so there is so much value behind this.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. So thank you so much for this call and enjoy your day.
Thank you. Same to you.